Antonio, to see me Eddie, Travel Life Vlog. Medi, good morning. Martha, Chechiriwo. Good morning, deep in coffee. Kutosi Nicholas. I say ding 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 baby girl, ding 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 the yodum forever, ding 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 baby girl, ding 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 the yodum forever. Mulabe kurunga katonda agenda kuvaayo. Yesu we yagendere gulu lyalifaanana bwe lityo bantu bange mukijjukira lyasooka ne lyasama bwe lityo awo Yesu n'atandika okulinnya eggugu ng'ali mu bbanga bw'ati ng'asituka paka bwe yayingirayo. The guys that watch the film of Jesus za mirundi mingi but waliwo gye bayita Passion of Christ. I think it's when Jesus went into the sky that looked like that. But how are you, my people? Abe Bukenya, Seth Kagaba, how are you? Nelson Wabui, Kutosi Nicholas, Baron Crime Reviews, Abe Chechiro Msaja yafudde man. It's sad, eh? And then I've read an article by the dude that spearheaded the SGS inspection. SGS inspection. You remember the stations that were built by SGS. It's a company, I think it came from over Switzerland, over Sweden. It was meant to inspect cars annually. Like you would have to take your car annually to be inspected. And people were against it. Government, I personally think it was a very good move for us to have cars inspected every year to make sure that the cars are in good condition. However, because the country is spoiled and there is a lot of corruption everywhere, there is a lot of stealing everywhere, you see what is happening at something that is happening with the Entebbe Express. They are collecting money and everyone is against it, but because it's a road, there's literally everyone needs it. So we are not, yes. That's because the wheels are moving in the water. So, you guys, the guys that watched the video, I'm sure most of you guys watched the video. What do you think the lorry guy could have done better to save that life, because normally people have accidents, but it feels like this accident could have been avoided. It feels like this accident could have been avoided in so many ways. So what do you think went wrong that morning? Because for starters, I know for a fact that the cars that use gas for braking, horns and all that, those are cars that you will know when the brakes have failed. If you pay attention, you will know when the car is not in good condition to move. You get? There is a time I found a Sinotruck driver. Somewhere. I had gone to put pressure in my car, in the tire, and the Sinotruck driver was very happy to see me, and he made sure I sit inside his lorry. Nandaga how those things work. As a matter of fact, in his lorry, he had started the engine, and he was waiting for the pressure, for the pressure to be optimum for him to move. And he told me where it is safe to move, where it is not safe to move. And that's the reason why lorries don't move for some time. Like the engine will run, but they will not be moving for some time because they want the pressure to get at optimum level where the car can actually function properly. Some of those cars, I think even the clutch works with the pressure. So without pressure, the car cannot move because the clutch is not working, the brakes are not working. Now, I think that even before we go back to we try to scrutinize his driving and all that, I think that car yandibadde asobola okumanya nti emotoka eno kati ejja kusiba tejja kusiba, and in knowing that yandibadde asobola okwetegeka n'amanya nti emotoka eno eyinza obutasiba bulungi n'atadduka. The one thing I know about that spot, the spot where the accident happened, ebitaala biri after a slope, at a slope actually, below, at the end of the slope. And normally emotoka zijja zidduka, emotoka zijja zidduka. Kati emotoka bweba tesiba bulungi, ate nga I happen to believe that that's the first of the accidents that we have seen at that spot, because emotoka abantu awo zijja zidduka ne zituukawo nga zirina kusiba mangu. It's just that our small cars, for example, this car emabega, we use drums, not discs. It's very hard okusanga emotoka ezirina drums nga brakes zigudde ate ne maaso zine emotoka entono brakes zirwawo okugwa. However, if you have driven a car like a Chigege, nze navugako dudu esula brakes eringa Chigege. And there is a time navuga nali ngenze kukukyadya kazini wange katikamu ku Hoima Road. Emotoka nesula brakes nga nakatuuka bwenti ku ssomero nesula brakes eza side ya driver. And when those brakes, when the brake, we can't work a brake kamu nenga at that time emotoka eba tesobola kusiba. And during that time nali sinayiga kuziba brakes. Omanye emotoka esobola okusuula brakes noziba oluseko leta brake fluid. Ebiseera bino nali sinaba kubiyiga operation. Nali sinaba kubiyiga. And nenkubira makanika nandagira ekyokukola ne kinnema. So I had to drive that car from Katikamu to Kampala nga tesiba bulungi. But what helped me was that emotoka eri yali ya gear. So buli we nayagalanga okusiba nga nteekamu gear y'amaanyi before I get to whatever I'm about to hit, and the car would brake. However, era newe nali kigezaako ekyo nagivuga okuva e Katikamu nenjituusa ku Northern Bypass, mba naatera okuweta Kaleerwe. Ebiseera bye nali ngambira nali mpangisa Kyebando, mba naatera okuweta Kaleerwe era nenkoona owa taxi. Ekyanyamba owa taxi yalina gaadi emabega nga emotoka yange yalina gaadi. So the guards met. Owa taxi nemugamba muganda wange ebintu byaffe obimanyi brakes zigudde. And he let me go. Wakitegeera, because his car wasn't damaged, my car wasn't damaged, we were both okay. And I think that's the one thing I don't like about those vans. I don't know why they did not innovate a way. Whenever I used to drive the Vitz RS. You remember the Vitz RS? And the Vitz RS, the front brakes have nails. They have bolts. The front brakes, they have bolts. You can actually bolt the left brake, the right brake to the left brake. and then you put them there. So it's impossible for the brakes to actually fall. And I know there are so many other cars that are meant for sport that have those brakes tightened together by bolts. But chigege, it's a habit of a chigege kusula brakes. So many times you will find that chigege zitomera abantu, chigege zigana okusibanga zikira because brakes zigwa all of a sudden. So I find that mkwano kwa phone ina taxi, sometimes brakes bazijja nga tezinagwa akolwachi, because what can happen if the brakes are not changed and they fall? It's worse. So kati brakes za chigege bisere ebimu, you might have to remove them kati zinagwerera dala because senga mukama kola bubine zigwerera, the chigege, what can happen is worse than what happened here, because mjukira bayaba chigege bisere mbadduka. So if he's at a high speed and the brakes fall, which tegeera, it means abasobola okutomera abantu n'abatta n'abamalawo, which tegeera. And the Ugandan roads, yesterday I did a video on TikTok. It has moved. I don't know how many times it has been shared. It has been shared almost 50 times. And I was talking about what could have been done right. For example, with if we leave alone the condition of the car. For example, if we leave alone the condition of the car, if the condition of the car was, let's say, good enough, and this is just an incident that happened because tetuina chachikolera, and let's say the brakes fail, because it's possible, what could have happened? And this is something that I thought that we should let's see. Thank you, Seth, for reminding them, guys. Like the broadcast. Like the broadcast. Also comments, and then you will see the like button. Bobato jiraba, press the X, then the like will appear somewhere. Augustine Blues, King Daniels, Kayongo Vianney, Modric, Nuamanya Gaddafi, Augustine. Bye, Ragnar. Bye, Aban. I believe he tried to avoid them because it's only when he rested on the barrier that the truck flipped. Oh, Edwin Mugerwa. Seth, you see, I happen to believe different. If you look closely at that video, I've driven in situations like that before. And let me tell you guys, for you to avoid incidences like what happened yesterday and try to avoid fatalities, Bobango funye a condition like that. And I've not done defensive driving. I did not even go to a driving school. But some of these things to be eager, because katifawata again I'm driving school abata nakuvuga ngatuina permit. The problems you would get if you drove a car ngatoina permit are so many. So but I think twavuganga motoka nkadde, and the problems with the old cars are so many. So what we used to do, and this is the right thing actually, even if you talk to highway engineers, they will tell you that the reason why they leave road reserves on the road, the reason why they put barricades on the road on the left side, because we drive on the left, right? So now the reason why they put a road reserve, the road reserve on every road is for troubled times. That's exactly what he should have done, and he could have done it. Now there are so many people that have said motoka. Let me tell you one thing. Emotoka ziliza abadde zewadde amabanga okitegeera. Emotoka ziliza abadde zewadde ama gaps. There were literally so many gaps, like long gaps between the cars. So he would have gone na yali genza aziyitamu n'agenda n'agwa mu mwala, because there are people that were saying Kampala wano engudo zijjuddeko abatembeeyi biki, but that road clearly that side there wabaddewo batembeeyi okitegeera. Yali badde asala n'agenda n'agwa mu mwala. Bwe yali saze bw'atyo teyalisse muntu n'omu. Why? Emotoka ezo zonna zaali badde either zisiba oba zaali badde zisala ne zimuleka n'ayitawo. Okitegeera, I've seen a situation like that. Zaali badde zimuviira n'ayitawo yali gudde mu mwala. Okitegeera. I'm not sure if that car was loaded, because everyone is saying the car was loaded, but I doubt. If that car was really loaded with concrete, maybe he was scared into wandage na mwala, the weight behind will press him because gulyo mwala yabadde agenda gutuukamu ekitwe kituule butuuzi bw'ekiti mwala. Okitegeera, if you look at that video closely, yabadde eri side wabadde wakalu on the left, and normally, let me for example show you this. Olaba wano wetuli, if there is a problem with my brakes, I'm not going to cross and go the other side where discovery. I will go this side and rest on that fence. Okitegeera, yensonga lwaki mu abantu abazimba mbitunga oyina ekyapa nga you have an approved plan, they will tell you zimba naye lekayo fuuti 5 oba mita 1.5 as a road reserve. Okitegeera, the road reserve is meant to act as the impact for that. Ndio abazimba ekkubo wabateka bi barricades webityo webateka emiti gy'amasanyalaze nawe osobola okusimbawo emiti and stuff like that. Now those 5 feet, that's what they do. The 5 feet mwebateeke emyala kati senga ndaba ngeno side wali unsafe, for example, because the thing with you driving a car is that you need to be able to make quick decisions. Don't make other people make quick decisions. Make quick decisions. Nze wane moroka bwegaana okusiba ekikomera kino is the safest place for me to go. Bwe kiba kikomera nga kindi wala guli omwana mugulengera gye ngenda nengwa ne sidamage nga bantu balala because police tegenda kunvuna na musango nga sina gwenda mejinze oba olaba guno omwala ogwo side ya right, I can go there to avoid hitting the cars. However, I understand his calculation. Ayinza oba yabaze nti akakantu akagulumu ako yabadde abaze nti bwagenda kagulumu emmoroka egenda ku resting okwo. However, yakabaze bubi lwa nsonga akagulumu ako kalibadde kamuyamba senga emmoroka yabadde ekajjamu weight direct nti yali kabuuse netuula kuli. But on the side, I think he forgot the weight he had behind. Kubanga ekintu ekya Philippines emmoroka eyo, it was the weight. Akamotoka akatono nga kana akange kalibadde kasobola okutuula kagulumu ako ne kasirika because there is no heavy weight behind. But the car that has a heavy weight, very complicated. Also, those long cars, the chances of flipping are very high. Nebo yali badde kigege yali flippings. Okitegeera. But I think yabaze the height yakagulumu aka akomakati the middle pavement. I think that's where the miscalculation happened. Okitegeera. I think he thought that there is a chance that car can actually jump that thing and rest there. Nze kyendowooza kye kyokka kiyabaze. Okitegeera. The reason why we have these barricades is so that if your car has a issue okono no resting iroko era mubiraba babikonye nti emmoroka bwegaana okusiba, you should just go okuloko paka emmoroka bwesiba. Okitegeera nti togenda kutomera mmotoka ndala. So whenever it's possible guys, if you're driving, kati nze nvuze ku mmoroka ezitasiba bw'oba olaba ngeno teri safe nga neno teri safe, lorewe yabadde ku traffic lights emmoroka yabaddeemu zabadde bbiri oba yabaddeemu, I remember like zabadde bbiri yabadde asobola omukoona. But the problem is bwe yali koonyo ono n'oli n'ali nnyo omuliro. Okitegeera kitegeeza emmoroka yali badde tekyali barricade. But there are chances nti yali koonye gundi eyo, it was a Mitsubishi, yali gikonye oli n'asiba because the car was already in park. Like wano wetuli, majority of people have already put their cars in park. Nze ndwa okuteeka emmoroka mu park okujjako nga jamu tatambulirako ddala. Okitegeera ndwa okuteeka emmoroka mu park. But what is happening here nti yali badde agikoona Mitsubishi, probably it would act as a brake. Hi JK. Good morning Ronald M. Kasembwa. VIP Edwin agamba, what if he knocks them behind? I think it would not cause more damage because the car was not speeding. The car was actually speeding. Yabadde dduka loole eyo akakaserengeto. For the people that live on Entebbe Road, for example, they constantly say, I want wow, the traffic lights are in a dangerous spot. Nti omuntu averinga aleza kirira kaserengeto aleze, and then they have to stop. Okitegeera. And me, I fault lorry drivers a lot. Abasajja balawulawo banyumirwa loole n'agidduka n'olowooza it's a maika bali badde tebadduka. First of all, emmoroka ze bavuga nkadde. I don't even know why the government did not also stop the old lorries from coming in. Ne loole bali badde bagambulete 2010 and above. Okitegeera, bali badde nazo bazilimiting. I know they are expensive, but lorries are for business. Bali badde beewola ne bazireeta. Okitegeera, because the newer lorries have better technology. Neka abasajja bakyaleeta lorries za 1996 mu ggwanga muno because the lorries were not limited. Okitegeera. It's possible that the reason why it flipped was the weight is different. But I can tell you that nature, the rolling thing itself can make the car flip. The weight behind is bigger than the weight in front. Ataka guru mukawanvu, I think it's akaguru mukawanvu okusinga bwe yakabaze. Nti emotoka bwe yatuuseeko omupiira ogumu ne gulinnya n'esiba ogwokubiri ne gugana okulinnya. Kati the center of gravity was shifted. Kati ngeno wawewuka watudde wagubye naye ng'ate eri wazitowa kati kiine kiflippinga ne kigwa. Senga yabadde, there are so many ways that maybe I think that it would have been safe if he had hit that kagurumu before he reached the car. Ekirole kyali gudde byakyo. I think akagurumu ako yakahitinze late kakano bwenkananga ako ne kali kawanvu kali kasinga kano. But me, what I think happened is that emotoka yatuuse n'esiba nga bwe yabadde agibaze naye bwe yasibye omupiira ogumu nga guli waggulu okitegeera. Probably even the diff was on that thing naye ng'omupiira ogwokubiri ate guli mu bbanga. Kati ne guli ogw'emabega ogwa side ya driver nga nagwo guli mu bbanga. Kati the car ng'eswinginga and the weight took over. Okitegeera. The weight just took over, which is expected. Okitegeera. Ne bwe yali badde kigegese ng'ebadde nga tetudde bulungi. Kigege nga tetudde bulungi nayo yali flippings. The thing that happens with small cars like that Impreza would not flip because emabega tewali weight ya amaanyi. Weight esinga mu motoka za facing ebeera mu maaso. Okitegeera. Naye kati ate kiri ekimotoka weight esinga yabadde mabega. Good morning, Council Patrick Asiku. But all in all, the truck driver tried. It would work if the weight wasn't there. Antikato Olabai, that's why I said it was a little bit miscalculation. Mubulingeri yonna. Emoroka yabadde nyangu nnyo ya kutwala ku left. Since he was hooting, abantu abambadde emabega bo babadde basobola okulaba the predicament that he's in. Naye abamuli mu maaso, olaba kati oyo omuntu andi mu maaso, okujjako ng'ali very cautious, ng'atunula mu side mirror, driving mirror. It's very hard for that person in front of me to know what is going on with me. However, the people behind me can see what is going on and they will stop. Kitegeeze motoka ezabadde on his left, had he started going towards the left, would have seen ne batandika okulekera awo. Emotoka n'agenda n'agikuba mu mwala. Ate the thing with driving is when you're going to like drop a car in that ditch, or kubayo side etali yiyo. Kati bwoba osibye omusipi, you would be a little bit safe. But I think he was trying to save both his life and other people's lives. If the car was indeed loaded, it only makes sense that tagala jikuba mwala, because wajikuba mwala, the weight behind ebegenda kumunyika. Okitegeera. Yes, Benjamin, if he had done it before reaching that car, yali badde talina gwatta kuba naye teyalifudde. Okitegeera. But the issue was teyategeedde nti emotoka egenda kuflippinga. Kyemanyi yalowoozezza emmotoka emipiira gyombi egyo mu maaso gigenda kubuuka akantu ako. That's what he thought. Both the front tires would jump that thing and then the car would rest there. He did not think at any one moment that that lorry would flip. And that's the only thing that went wrong. Yeah, I also find that you guys, the people that buy new cars, one of the biggest challenges you guys have on the road is you love your music. Secondly, you love your phones. And that's a very bad thing. Mwagala nnyo okubeera ku simu nga mu scrollinga either on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, okitegeera. N'oyo ali maaso alabika bwe twogera wano ali ku simu. I can bet you if we just moved around here with a secret camera, just going car by car, we would find 90% of the people in this line scrolling social media. Kati omuntu olutuuka ku bitaala bw'ati, ate ebitaala bya Ntebe Road, they are bad. Why? Because they have counters. So you are on Ntebe Road, you would see immediately that you have about 50 seconds. You get your phone out and start scrolling social media. Okitegeera. And in that moment there, your mind is occupied. You don't even feel the hooting. You don't even feel people clapping. Then the other thing that I've seen that we have as a bad habit as we don't want to listen to the environment. We should start listening to the environment. What do I mean? If someone can hoot at you, let me give you an example. I'm going to hoot. Kumotoka yeri maso. Njibwe na amatala. Eyo Subaru. Nenda balaga. I want to see if this gentleman reacts. How many times have I hooted? Ngamulaga na amatala. Ochilaba. He has not reacted at all. Ochilaba, guys, this is an experiment. Nti omuntu bwa hootinga bwatu nakulaga na amatala multiple times. There is definitely something he's saying. Naye kati omuntu bwatu tulina mujjamo naye tawulira. What does it mean? He's busy. Either he's listening to music, or he's scrolling his phone, or he doesn't mind what is happening behind him. And that's a very bad thing. Nzo omuntu ankubira ngombe mirundi ebiri nesitunula yo. Ati kimanyi tubaddenga ku broadcasting amundaba. Lwaki omuntu akulya mabega asobola okubanga byakugamba bingi. For example, nze mirundi mingi abantu bankubidde ngombe nga kugamba omupiira gwo gwemba bega omukka mutono. Emisana wano tolina kye weeralikira singa bubadde budde bwa kiro it would probably it would mean oyinza okutya ogamba omuntu ayagala kunziba. Naye obudde buno obw'okumakya in a populated area like this, ewali n'aba police, when someone hoots like that nga bwakuwa n'amataala, you should ask yourself, why is this person hooting and giving me headlights? At least sendabirwamu. Normally what I do, nzisaako endabirwamu ekitundu nentekayo omukono ne mubuuza I ask, kati bw'aba akyalina kyakugamba, he will continue hooting, oba naye ajja kufulumya omukono akugambe yimirira. Okitegeera? So this is mukirabye nga tukikolera ddala wano. And this is something that happens in abantu abavuga emmotoka empya. Yensonga lwaki abantu abavuga emmotoka empya be basinga okubeeramu obwo obubenje bwe butyo. Omuntu w'emmotoka enkadde tamanyi kiki. They don't know. I think it comes with me driving very old cars, I think. So I got used to responding to the environment. Kubanga omuntu ajja kugamba ajja kuwa amataala ng'emmotoka ye ekutta omuliro emabega nga tofaayo. Oba erina omukka. Okitegeera? So kati nze mu kuvuga emmotoka zange enkadde, I learned to respond to the environment. And you guys should learn to respond to the environment. You can imagine tutuse wano ku bitaala. Namuwadde ddi amataala. Ne tinti oyo omubi kyobola nze tinti wange w'emabega sometimes Antonio yabuuza oba tinti yaggwamu. Nze ne tinti w'emabega oyo aliddaako ennyo namugoba. Because I want to be able to look in the side driving mirror and see what is happening behind me. Okitegeera. Ne tinti owawano endabirwamu y'omu maaso gwali ebweru tolaba kiri munda. Naye nze ow'omunda ndaba ekiri ebweru. Tinti oyo abawa bbeeyimu yajjeko gwe yateeka mu mmotoka ye. Abawa bbeeyimu taba wa regular money. Tinti owa bulijjo bw'abawa mitwalo 6, ono tinti awa mitwalo nga 12. But the reason why you want to put that tint in your car is because you want to be able to see what is happening outside without straining. That's one way that you're going to keep yourself safe. Nekati, you're going to put that very dark tint in your car. Put the very dark tint in your car. Nga ne side mirror tolabamu omusajja jenga akube ngombe nga awa amataala tosobola kuvaayo because of traffic lights abantu babadde basobola okuvuga ne bavaayo. Okisegeera, if only the environment had been respected. Then naye emmotoka engeri gye yazzeemu omuntu yenna tisyo olaba ne weesegamu. Now I don't want to fault the deceased man, because it's possible nti osobola okugiraba oba okyebuuza kyekigenda mu maaso neekugwira. My God, that was a painful death. Kati ekirala, by the way guys, kyenaali agadde okusharinga nammwe, olaba akantu gayi ke yalinye kenkana bwe katyo. Akantu ako bw'oba onookalinnya nga ddala determine ke ngenda okulinnya, bw'ojja bw'oti ate yabadde alina okwongeramu ku muliro asobole okukabuuka. Kati obuyo teyagwongeddemu kuba kaseba akantu okalaba kakuba karanks ako ne kajaasa. So if you're going to skip that thing, olinnyamuko ku muliro n'okabuuka. But anyway, nze nvuze nnyo emmotoka enkadde, mbadde nnyo mu ebyo ebintu bwe bitwe bw'olina okutaasiza abantu, where judgment is important. Nabanyumiza the time lwe nali nasanga omusajja nga bayigira piki mu koona nga bayimiridde mu makkati. then nemba de bali njagala babuka nensanga yo omwana nenkomawo nembawo olugi. It's those split minute decisions that determine how it ends. Ogenda otomera omwana oba okomawo webano olugi. I knew the door was not as fatal. Either I can tell you when najja omusajja eyali gwe bali bayigiriza ne mutwala mu ddwaliro ne bamutunga eri, so it wasn't really that bad. Abasawo nabo bajubisa ne bali mwadde bwidagala ne bamukola kibali bali ya sente zange nenzija nenkwata pichi yabwe nengenda ne bagikola nengenda bo benyini they never called me again. Abali in the accident they never called me again because bali bafunye. It's better that kubanga omwana yeye ayita kimanyi boba na abapichi bali bamaze okukitegeera nti why accident ezezze okitegeera. So I had already minimized the damage nenkomawo. So normally I think this is where everyone should probably go for defensive driving, a defensive driving course. A defensive driving course kuyamba if you can do it online, well and good. But if you can't go for a defensive driving course, nze sagenda your defensive driving najigira mu motoka nkadde. Emotoka enkadde zikuyigiriza ebintu bingi. Oyiga ebintu bingi omanya nti brake. My guys, the reason why sometimes I give distance like this because nze njimanyi anytime emotoka egaana okusiba. As I'm driving, by the way guys, nze wemba nvuga nze brakes zange nsigala nzigezesa constantly, nsigala ninnya ku brakes. Sigamba nti emotoka egenda gaana okusiba. Naye nkimanyi anytime esobola okugaana. I'm very cautious. My guys, Java House still exists. I used to think Java House closed, but that's their billboard. 10 years of Java. Some businesses stay. Hey. Ngo sinika ebinyo ku muntu asobola maintaining a business here for more than 10 years. Nga 8 years yaita kola na magoba atano kukola magoba in the 9th year gwengo josinika abanyi. So guys, what do you think could have been done better? From before ngatana simbula loleyo to the after. Of course after ngamazo okutomera yabadde ina kuddukawo kubanchi manyi teyabadde na buzibu nnyo walole. Yabadde ina kuddukawo abirabe afterwards. Kubanyi nsubira tebannamana kumulaba. I've not watched the news, but I'm thinking no kumulaba tebannamulaba. No nabaga wale kateli masanyalaze. The traffic lights are all off. Okubeli waggulu. Prosi Bravo, good morning. Maggie Farms, why are those cars moving during day is not the bad thing. Ronald Muchwa, good morning. Benjamin Biagambi, multitasking is very dangerous. Yes, it's very dangerous. Actually, not multitasking. Tasking with things that engage you emotionally is a bad thing when you're driving. Ojja kubeera oli mu WhatsApp osoma bakuweze message nti taata waafudde. Obwongo buswitchinge off otomera abantu obatte. Okitegeera? So it's a very bad thing. Ojja kuba oli bakubire simu ogikwate bakugambe gundi omwana wa ayidda amazzi. Okube U-turn nga tolina kugikubanga under normal circumstances U-turn tewali gikubye, but because bakugambye ekintu ekikwata ku musaayi gwo okole a split second decision. I don't know if the correct English I'm trying to sound authentic. Yeah, uli nakagamba authentic wekata desi. I'm trying to sound advanced. Ogamba denjagala kwogera ki. Kochoma mbanya I want to sound ngo wakabi. Mwe okwata amasimu ng'ovuga kiri dangerous. Bw'okola ekintu engaging your emotions at times when you should not be engaging your emotions, because right now driving should be a logical thing. Until I go left, I go right, I stop. Kati olaba nze n'ebiseera ebimu lwaki ntandika okulinya brakes ng'andi eno tomanyi dirwe zigaana guys. I'm telling you, oba oli mu motoka mpya oba nkadde tomanya deep brakes bwe zigaana. For example, abantu abavuze ku motoka enkadde sijja gamba abavuze empya kuba abavuze empya bino ebirwadde temubimanyi. The guys that have driven old cars, for example, you know that busilinda bwa brake obwema begobeera mu wheel muli the wheel cylinders in the rear tires, they can stop working at any one moment. And now that you know that those things can bust, obupira obubeeramu bwonooneka, obupira obwo bwe bwonooneka, emmoroka etandika okuyiwa brake fluid. At that moment, the brake fluid will even be, the wheels will even be wet with brake fluid. That's why if you guys remember very well, I when we were driving, I stopped, I think at Entebbe Road somewhere. I stopped somewhere and I went to look behind. When I didn't know now, watch, I stopped. I want to look behind. You look behind wheels waiting, you want to touch there and see their weight of what. If it's brake fluid, that's your signal to remove the tire and get someone to help you fix that. There is a time that thing happened to me na limu fielding and limu marketing. Nchama mu business premises omuntu. Niendo kulinya mu brakes nga tezikwata. But because nzenga Arthur, obwongo bwange, because of the old cars I've driven, obwongo bwange bwakwata nti brakes ziga n'okusiba at any one moment. It doesn't. Sometimes it's not because to maintaining a motoka bulungi. Sometimes atenga byagenda okusiba nali mu Corolla nga nze nkyusa brakes ngera bwe mumanyi. I think that's the reason lwaki mugamba Arthur akanika yali akanika nze nga nkyusa brakes sizirinda kuggwako because it's very dangerous. But osobola okuba nga okyusa brakes naye nga the drums, you remember the drums behind there, where the brakes are put. Osobola okuba nga you change the brakes often, but the drums are also enlarged. Obanga zagaziwa ebyo Joshua abimanyi. Kati if the drums zagaziwa, it means they will take a brakes empty ogenda zivugayo weekend zidemu zirekera okwata. Now drums zigaziwa to that level kitegeeza okyasobola okuvuga emmotoka eyo nga drums zigaziye to the extent that obupira tebukyaddayo. Kati baba tebukyaddayo busobola okukola ki kavaamu mu position ne kaba ngeri cylinder tekyakwata brake fluid n'atandika okukola ki n'atandika okuyitamu. And under those circumstances your mechanic will repair the brake cylinder the first time, the second time, and if he's not sharp enough to tell you to buy new drums, he will repair them akolemu sente buli kiseera nga tebitereera. The best thing for you to do would be to buy new drums. Atenza era ku Corolla nagula drums ndana nazigula oba emitwalo 15 emmotoka neetyana erekeraawo. But there are people bebagenda ogamba ogula drums naye nga alaba drums emitwalo 15 mingi nga alaba aguze brakes empya ez'enasi nga n'agula busilinda bulabba bwa silinda obwo babukolera omutwalo gumu kati nga ye alaba guno omutwalo gusavinga sente. And that happens even mostly in commercial cars, by the way, mostly in commercial cars. And it takes you having a mechanic that understands the dangers that come with you taking shortcuts. If your mechanic doesn't understand that if you take a shortcut, you will lose more, Ojaksigarango taking a shortcut says until an incident. Katokaraba kana akagurumu. You see this kawan? Omupira gwange okubuka akagurumu kano nina okuveringa nkoze ekinga nsinzidde. But I think sometimes the instinct to do greater good takes the better of us. Yabada yagala okusaving emmotoka ye, nga yagala saving emmotoka yoli, nga yagala saving obulamu. Okitegeera. Ebyo byonna you can't save it all. Ronald Mucho affe tuli bulungi. Saith agamba Council Patrick Eyeri wagise. Do you think if the lorry knocked the car from behind it would still have been crushed? Not as much. Basire remorka yali badde gwawo. So nze ndowooza wa lorry, he did what he knows best to do, damage control. But this time the calculation went wrong. Derek Lule, good morning. Bashir Mukaraz, good morning. Moses Heath, good morning. Africa Karota, Peace Joseph. Maggie Farms, there is no traffic order in Kampala. Buli omwa akola chichi anti-government yabawe betu. Anti-government bwenenyi z'abalonzi. Ate ani anagironda. Okitegeera. No switching off engines in jam. It's not proper. Tojako engine. Ate ne moroka. Ebiseera ebisinga the reason why people put their cars in park is because they want to go to their phones. Okitegeera. Jamu wabanga si wamanyi kati nga bw'olaba wano nkimanyi anytime omusirikale atuta. Lwaki oteeka emmotoka mu park? Gireke mu drive linnya brakes. Oba teeka katono mu neutral. Okitegeera. But the reason why people put their cars in park is because ayagala conversinga. Okitegeera. It's which I find that sometimes might not be very helpful to you, might not be good for you. Government should remove heavy taxes on new cars. Those very old cars should get off the road. Atkati the taxes tebagala zijjako. That's why they allowed the old lorries to continue coming, because omusolo gwa lorry munenemu okitegeera kati bayite bagala gufiza. People are even importing 1996 lorries here. Ben Wycliffe Mugalu, hi. Steve Barros, you can also fault road engineers for putting traffic lights at a steep descent. I think not. Steve Barros, I think not. I don't want to fault the engineers. I want to fault the traffic police for enforcement. Civil when things like that are going to happen. Kati awantu akakaserenge to muntu yali badde avuga 40 kilometers per hour. Eyolore yabadde eringa mu 60. Okitegeera. Eyolore yabadde nga mu 60 kilometers per hour on that steep road is a lot. It's a lot of speed. Okitegeera. Kati you can imagine now, eyo one word jiraba gye bavuga. That should not be allowed in an organized country. Okitegeera. But because traffic officers also get desperate sometimes. Kati you can imagine abantu bakoze line eyokusatu waboda uya asaze market kati weba mutomera. Ate the thing will happen, the traffic police will make you pay. They will make you pay a border guy that doesn't even have a license to ride a motorcycle on the road. They'll make you pay a motorcyclist that doesn't even have third party. They'll make you pay a cyclist that doesn't even have tires. They'll make you pay a cyclist that clearly drove badly. Which take it, may I find that enforcement in Uganda is a problem. Which take it, enforcement, because enforcement is mad with corruption. I was talking to one of my acquaintances, Alimu performing arts in Nyanza. Now, akola nyo beats. I think I told you about him. Yachimanyi nti corruption is the order of the day. Agabe enguzinga bwe yetago jiga. For me, corruption doesn't sit properly with me, not as yet at least. Enguzinze nganze sinajikiriza. I don't believe that for me to get a project from for example Barclays, ngende ngabe enguzi ya million 10 basobola okumpa a project ya billion. Current ndabika nchali mu obuto bungi. Tikinatuula bulungi nnyo nange. Okitegeera yakyafuna projects. Okitegeera nti procurement officers still even move with him because yaba was sent. And I found something recently chenayize cheyanjigiriza nti government officers, for example, the procurement departments, because they want you to win, they will even tell you genda okugulewo company empya. Gulawo company empya ogirete competing naawe. Kati company empya wejja ne competing naawe because era gwakoze paper wako oyo. Gwe wenyini ogenda kufuba okulaba nga company eyo empya tesobola kuwangula bid. Company ye eriyo yagala ewangule nabo gye baagala ewangule. Era ejja okuwangula. So the last time to me I tried to bid on a government project. Navuga nakola paper wakaye nainanga ali straight bichi neninya bus nengenda Arua. As a matter of fact, it's this guy's company that won the bid. Naira ngenda okutuukayo omwale yali alese bid documents ozisam nanganzo chairman oyo tulina ebyaffe. Omwale yali alese bid documents za company yawangula nga yene chairman bepempewa. Okitegeera naye nga I put in a lot of work, I put in a lot of effort to bring in the bid. Nene tawangula bid yeyo. Why? Because first of all, the company yonga yemanyi bwe bakola ebintu byayo okuyisaawo company yaabwe. Then of course nomwale yali alese bid ne chairman nga bepempewa. Kati nze I gave up on government projects. I can't even waste my time. I can't. For me to work with the government, they would have to call me, and I'm not going through the procurement process where they are making me my submit to do what. And some of the projects I've done, I did not have to actually go through those. I would work with a private company, for example, but for me to work with the government ministry, because there is a lot of corruption, which is not. I don't think they give jobs based on merit. But corruption. Conversation the corruption there is a lot of corruption on the road, and that corruption is affecting the safety of other people. Unsafe for the road vehicle. I also find that government should probably revive the SGS project. The SGS project was good, and you know that government paid the company it paid. because that company went to court, newangula government, because for them they had gone through the right procedures of procurement and all, and they had even constructed state-of-the-art facilities for testing, and then the parliament never remesa. Probably someone in parliament did not eat in one of those commissions over remesa. But I find that we need annual inspection. Actually, ebiseera we baleta SGS, I was driving a Chibina, nengenda nenjikola ebizungu nga ni mukwete kagenda ku SGS kola inspection. But I think edokulira nti SGS era moroka ze bakola inspection ku SGS ebiseera ebyo ne moroka ne bweba yalinga nkadde ngemoroka kasiteba nga yayise ku SGS ngebe nnungi amatala gaba gakabulungi kwe ga moroka zabanga nnungi. Me I find that SGS needs to be revived kati yorole yani badde yakayita mu SGS mu January. Okitegeera singa tukimanyi nti the problem wasn't at least something that could have been avoided. Twalide tukitegedde nti it's an error that happened along the way or something kubanga eba yayita mu inspection. Okitegeera me I find that we need annual inspection in Uganda. But also I find olaba nga baganye moroka kadde nnyo zine entono okuyingira ne roleze nnyini batandika okugana emmotoka enkadde okuyingira. Okitegeera because you guys if you realize accidents za taxis zakendeera okuva ebaleta drone ng'ogyekeza overspeeding naye zino taxi z'omu kibuga nti taxi eganye okusiba ne kiira ku sentinary netomera abantu ezo accident zabanga nnyingi naye kati zakendeera nsimanye moroka ebadde kirira erugoba negaana okusiba ezo accident zakendeera because the car manufacturers improve their cars with every year that passes. Okitegeera and because they no longer allow those old chigeges to come in kati abantu bavuga emmotoka nga mpya. Okitegeera era kigege wejja n'ekaddi wenyonga ku bbala evaako ng'emmoroka empya ziwamba. Okitegeera naffe ffe nnyini emmoroka enkadde ziri kati mugenda kulaba tulinawo tujja okutuuka nga My Corolla 2001 is a vintage nga mujja ku museum ya Arthur emmoroka gye yakola nga mujja kulambula ku Corolla eno Corolla yaffe yatandika channel. What was someone was asking me about these Volts, Toyota Volts. I want to find it and do a review on that car. I find that the Rumion is much more comfortable than the Auris. I also tend to think that the Rumion has a higher resale value right now than the Auris. It's just that the Auris is not a common car. The Auris is just not a common car. Ekibuga kikalu kwekalakasa kukyagenda mu maaso. All these shops are closed, and I think this is good. This is good. Even arcades are closed. Mulabe Kotorio Mall, wonna wagali. Wonna wagali. You see this arcade here? It's closed. Tropical Complex. It's closed. This is good. The government will finally listen. I find that if literally all industries would be like this, like what the traders have done, when you say got a white ticker, singa babadde bakoze. Now you'll be asking me go okolachi. Nah, isiri musubuzi, omusubuzi sibusobola. Wayanga. Kati olaba this car building here, kuliko abasajja abatandika nga bo bajja ne bagulawo. Nga bajja ne bagulawo naye kati nabo balivuddeko ebyo okugulawo. Instead of having negotiators on the streets, we have Actually, yesterday I saw waliwo abantu abadde baguddewo amaduuka nga baguddewo hafu naye leero ndaba nabo tebaguddewo. I think now they realize it's serious. No, I think it's good. It's good. I find that it's a good thing. At least government will echo that sector, because that sector affects a lot. The food we eat, the clothes we wear, the shoes, the material we use in our katifabakona stage, all those things are affected by that. What is affecting the economy? Because you can imagine 3 days now. 3 days now, the government na yote sent. You know how much money the government is losing in those 3 days? It's losing a lot of money. Ennaku 3 kati oyinza okwesanga nga because mulimu abantu abamu ne banks zenyini by the way zifiba, because traders have been banking every day nga babankinga, and that's the money that the banks use to lend to the guys that get loans. Which take URA loses money. There are people that file their money every day nga badde bateka yaka sente kana URA eri idle kati zigaza abasuubuzi ba motoka bokka beekula mu akasente. Let me give these kids a bit of more space. Kali, kansome ku comment zamu what you think this guy could have done better to save the day. Then ngene nkole ku mirimu gy'abakama bange. I think the issue is servicing our cars regularly. People should, by the way. Nze chengenze negendereza nti abantu bagala nnyo okusigaza sente mu nsawo olumu naavuga emmotoka nga teri mu mbeera nnungi naye akiwulira. I have a friend of mine yaŋŋambanga Arthur tebawuliriza mmotoka, bw'onoowuliriza emmotoka ab'ewaka tebajja kulya ng'emmotoka ye endwadde naye nga yagaana ng'ekubagana nga sinaba kuzimba eyo Matugga gye nasooka okugenderamu Primoye ng'ekubagana ngamba Arthur tebawuliriza mmotoka. He's a bagita batya bana abapima ettaka ddungi biki geoconcrete something like that scientist. Nze ndowooza driver yaluddewo okumanya nti obubiri bwabise obupiira era motoka tekyayina mukka. Me I find that bana guys bwobanga ovuga emotoka periodically linjako ku brakes zo bwe motoka zetuvuga simpya sigala ng'olinnya nze ngezesa brakes sagala mitawaana sigala ngezesa brakes. Then ekirala kye nalabye probably to avoid accidents naddala abavuga maramu nganze bw'oba ovuga ku maramu ekiro vugira mu full lights paka bw'osanga emmotoka n'okendeeza. One of the reasons lwaki ogenda kwagala okuvugira mu full lights is abasajja ba boda bomubala bamanyi okutikka ebintu ebiri bulky. Kati bw'atikka ekintu kiri bulky ng'amatala go gali mu ddiimu tojja kukirengera, ojja kwesanga nga akubye obuntu. Then ekirala bw'oba ovuga ng'oli kwezo maramu roads naddala mu makoona full lights ziraga emmotoka eri eva eri mu kkoona eddala nti owaayi waliyo emmotoka ejja. Then era ne mu makoona mukube eŋŋombe hoot mu makoona mukube eŋŋombe as much as possible. Okitegeera. Samuel C say good morning. Waliwo ku Facebook posting okay, drivers keep left in times of danger, listening environment and many other. Yes. In America, those heavy construction cars do not move during the day without several police escorts. Uganda government needs to do better. Which one? Which better is it going to do? Ben Kako, good morning. David Sembatia, good morning. Maggie Farms agamba so sad people want change and yet Nguzi is ordered like fast food. Nze Nguzi yantama. Nze ngenda kola obusente bwange obutono mbukole honestly nga sigabye Nguzi sigenda gaba Nguzi for projects. As a matter of fact, I was telling that gentleman inze, so I'm not going to bid for government projects in Jabalinda nga procurement process yabwe ganyo bafunde omuntu omulungi bajje wange neramule n'okweramula. The accident reminds me of the Boise accident where a lorry developed a mechanical fault and claimed a number of lives. n'ekyo nakyo nze actually buli bwenda bakirole kati nga kindi mabega nga tuli mu kukira kati nfuba okulaba nga nvaayo bw'aba asobola okudda ebbali ampisa envaayo n'ampisa in Dubai because moving at night on recommended roads ate okuteeka ebitaala mu kaserengete emmotoka eyo ey'omukka bula togyesiga nnyo ate zirina separate lanes. That's what it should be. Bandi badenga aba lorries ezo they keep left, but abasuubuzi abo they should stick to their plan, otherwise bwe baddamu okukola byonna bijja kuba bigudde butaka. Kimanyi bagenda ne government nalaba luli minister Bahati agamba they are going to solve it by Tuesday, Wednesday I think. Today is Thursday. Tebanda bakufuna solution. Nalinya mu brexing emmotoka tekyasiba nga neetise ttani 7 n'ekitundu naye nalina okusalawo ekyokukola mu bwangu omwali bino wammanga bitugambe Bashiri. The guy could just have knocked the car from behind. No one could die. The company could repair the cars. Ata nawe amateeka goku ng'emmotoka etali yeyo toyina giwuliriza. Just drive and bring it back and don't comment. Blues nze mpuliriza. That's why I don't actually borrow people's cars, because tina motoka ya muntu gye nyinza vuga ne sifuna mu kyakkola. Era nse olumu nsirika busirisi ne nkireka ne ngamba omusajja kamule ne teri motoka gye nsobola vuga ne sifuna mu kyakkola. Teriyo. It is good to let a government lose some money because area kuffe terina mulimu. They should construct roads for bigger. We don't have space for those roads in Kampala, at least that I know. But again, I think the thing that the government needs to do, the government needs to enforce. It needs to enforce the laws. Nti when you overspeed, kati mwaka akafu waliwo no negundi. Waliwo no bupande bwa speed. When you overspeeding bali badde bajiwa fining nene si mitwalo 10. Overspeeding yali badde like million namba. Nze mbabulira. Overspeeding yali badde like million namba nga bwe bakwatanga ovuga speed 75 in a zone of 70 million. Kamberenze, you will find that people will stop overspeeding. Ngenguzi ya million ya bamitwala 5 nga teri agenda gamuwa kati nga abantu balina kusala speed. Okitegeera. Then I also think that the IOV may be takola bulungi mulimu gwe, because kati lorere bwevaawe inagenda wa IOV asokaji gezesa alabe emmotoka eno kyekyagirete okolachi. But I don't know if they have the human and financial resources to investigate what I'm talking about. But ideally that's what the IOV should be doing. Kale guys, zemnoza sigenda basibula nesimi okunyumyako namwe kumacha kuno abantu bangi banonya be banyumya nabo naye ngati babalaba kati stressing ebatta. Stressing ebatta. Then probably something I wanted to say today guys, bwoba totukangako mu mbeera nononya coin nozibala 100 200 3 4 5 webaze mukama. Bwoba yembeera wagirimuko nogivaamu saba nnyo mukama oleme kuddayo. Nemunonya coin eziweze 15,000 mubeeko kye mugula. Ate bwobanga oli ne mukazi nga yabeerako naawe mu mbeera eyo n'atakyuka ate naawe weebaze mukama. For the men, for us the men normally we don't have a choice. Mwagala ki? Leto omuggo. Banaye bwobanga embeera wagiyitamu n'ogivaamu weebaze mukama. Bwoba togiyitangamu ate weebaze mukama. Naye era bwoba wagivaamu era nga togituukangamu work hard oleme kugigendamu. For us the men, that's the worst situation you can ever be in. Okitegeera. That's the worst situation you can ever be in. It crushes our esteem, it crushes our ego. Okitegeera. And it's a very bad situation. I don't wish it to anyone. Antonio Random Things to see me edit travel life vlog sebo gwao medi bana itemwera bidankora pre-purchase inspection kumitwala na mwetano gukka. I normally recommend that you guys, if you're looking for a car, don't see one options. Beera ne options ekitone nnyo 3 zobotunulako mwezi 3 mwobolonde nnungi. And those 3 options ngitera nnyo okugamba option ezo tezali badde mu kifo kyekimu. Okitegeera. Babo eziva mu kifo kyekimu olumu ojja kwesanga bakuseera nga nabo bamanye enombi tugipricing iri waggulu sobola okupricing eri ennungi ennyo waggulu ennyo. Okitegeera. So you look at those cars in different places and then you decide. And I recommend onompita okola pre-purchase inspection yo soko ofune options ezo ez'emmotoka nzije tuzirabe. okitegeera. Martha, director Martha Academy, Nama Mukono Deep in Coffee, Kutusi Nicholas, Waboyi Nelson, Said Kagaba, Bukenya Abe, Baron Crime Reviews, Waboyi Nelson, Bukenya Abe, Modri Kayongo Vianney, King Daniels, Augustine Blues, Nimamanya Gaddafi, Adrian Mugerwa, Ronald M. Kasendwa, VIP, JK, Council Patrick Asiku, Eric, Benjamin B, Julius Kauma, Sebwende Moses, Julius Kauma Nkumaze, Council Patrick Asiku Nkumaze, Adrian Mugerwa, Ronald Muchwa, Maggie Farms, Derek Lule, Kalazi Bashir, Posi Bravo, Moses Heath, Africa Karota, Peace Joseph, Buyinza Dennis, Ben Wycliffe Mugalu, Samuel Sisye, the best biology teacher in the country, Uganda. So mwebana iba guys, oina Muganda wo yagala kole sciences nga bimusumbuwa, Samuel Sisye wali achikuba Uganda yonna ukitegeera. Ben Kako, David Sembatya, mwena nno ndabika mbasomye mbamazeeyo. Yes, Final Destination. Nange nagirowoozezzaako nti eyinza oba Final Destination, but banange zisikiriza nnyo mu bintu bya ntuuko, nze sibikkiririzaamu. I believe that everything that happens to us is a result of the choices we have made in the past. Nti singa nasazeewo obutajja ku mulimu olwaleero, obutajja mu kibuga, there are a bunch of things that would have happened, and those things would have happened to me and Waka. Okitegeera? So every decision you make brings outcomes. Every decision you make. And of course we make wrong decisions sometimes because we are humans. Tosobola kubanga okola the right decisions all the time. Okitegeera. Katonda yayambe emmotoka n'enziviira ne sitomera. Mukalazi agambye, okay, mukalazi yatugambye ayina lwe yali agenda olinya mu break za lole nga atishise tani musanvu n'ekitundu nga lolete siba. This is what he did. Okugisuula mu luwonko n'endaba nga tetujja kuwona n'emmalira okugituuza ku mmotoka etali ya bbeeyi. Nassaako amataala, eŋŋombe ne wipers era n'empita Taniman asembere gyendi ntomeze ewuwe. That was kubanga era bw'oba ogenda tutomeza wa Taniman oba ogenda ku left. Okitegeera? That was a very good call. Katonda yayambe emmotoka n'enziviira. Saith, tell us about your situation nga sinnavaawo wano. What happened? Wali mu situation ey'okubala ebinusu. Mu COVID eyo bantu bangi bali mu situation eyo, kyova olaba Mukama Katonda bw'akuyamba n'ogivaamu situation eyo. Ate one thing I've realized, nti ebiseera ebisinga bwe tuba mu situation eyo, gwe n'abali mu nnyumba yo mwe mugibaamu. Abali ebweru w'ennyumba yo tebagibaamu naawe. So it's important for you to understand who is with you, who is not with you, so that ne bonobeera mu mbeera nga nnungi, abantu bo bano abaabeeranga naawe obeera nabo. Okitegeera n'oteerabira. It's important. Bana guys, kamba siibule, what does it to go for safety? All driving schools literally give it. I think oba basasula emitwalo 35 for that, ne bakuwa ne certificate after that. Me, I have never gone for it. But you can also do online. There are online courses, I believe, because that thingy basinga bajisomesa theoretically. You don't actually do practical. So you can do an online defensive driving course. Guys, I will see you tomorrow morning, Question Friday. May the good Lord bless you, and may you not go back to the situation ey'okubala ebinusu bw'oba wagirimu ate nawe atagibeerangamu nkusabira oleme gituukamu kubanga that situation is bad. Ate nawe bw'oba wagirimu n'obeerako n'abantu abali naawe. You either have a family member ali naawe ataliwo mu nnyumba, you have a friend, oyo omuntu mu celebrating atebeera naye. Abamu kufa embeera eyo bwe twagiyitangamu ng'obeerawo na muntu wo. Obeera ne girlfriend nga bwe mugibeeramu ne mubala ebinusu byammwe ne mukakatwiseewo tutya wano ne mutuuka ne mugivaamu. Nze many times mbeera nnyo n'ebinusu. Even last month ebinusu byagwa wansi ne tutandika situation gye ngamba Antonio, ye situation nga the only choice you have kozesa binusu nga tolina wali mpapula ku account tekuli sente nga muina kubala binusu. Bana guys, mukama bawo mukisa. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.